Thank you so much, Adam. We are back and we are straight into the action, Jacob. A reminder, as there is 250 duos, 5 lobbies are being played simultaneously. So we have that opportunity to go straight into the action, straight into the late game, and going straight into Cammy and Seti's elimination. First elimination on the board.
Yep, if at first you don't succeed, you try again. I feel like that's been the motto of Cammy and Seti. Even when they have bad games, they always figure out a way to rise up from the ashes and pop off. And they found a big elimination late in the game, and it's usually late in these games where they begin to pop off in terms of elimination. So the first one's on the board to get the juices flowing. And you seeing all around the lobby, you seeing the feed begin to light up, players going down, and I think this is a chance. A nice shot by Tayson, but in a 2v1 situation, and Veno already down, they make light work of one of our premier teams.
Still more premier teams to go in this lobby, though. Taking a look at Fremont Fakey, you can see now 6 zone already. Seen a lot of zones on this side of the map, the snowy, chilly side. A lot of changes in elevation, a lot of danger that could arise from those moving zones. And for the duos that might not have had the brightest early to mid game, getting staggered on their rotations, now having to make it in the last moments. You can see they're kind of free pickings here for the duos that have already been based up and are just looking for those options.
And this is where I look at the zone, I begin to get a little nervous. Not as nervous as I was playing, of course, but the zone has potential to go over different terrains, elevations as well, and this is going to be one of them, as Trip and Fordoxy are positioned high up on the mountain, but for them, they're going to have to rotate, especially without any grappler. It's going to be hard to reach from point A to point B, but not as hard. They already have the Flowberry in hand, and judging by Fordoxy, one of the players who actually made this strat famous on social media, showing the world what he's capable of. And that's the thing I like about his confidence as well, is he has a strat. He could have easily saved that trick underneath his sleeve for a moment like this, but he said, I don't care what you guys know, I'm still gonna be able to beat you with every trick. And this is where you see the rotation in action, wasting almost no mats, no resources to get there.
The jump boost from the Flowberry combined with the crash pad, you can see the momentum you gain. Great rotate. I mean, perfectly executed. Boxed up now and ready to look back on the other opponents who have not rotated yet. DKS now with Voxe, trying to see what they can find.
Just over peaks just a little bit, gets tagged up, shield drain. Forced to use those big pots, and those are the things, when you have that much damage, you almost got to make a decision to not peek. Fremont and Fakey were able to get it down on the one player backside of the zone. Relentless pressure. They're able to clean it up as well. They get attacked from the backside. Frankie, you better watch twice before you try to steal their cash loot.
Gotta be careful. Gotta know who you're going up against here. As the matches go on and the Titan players continue racking up their points on the leaderboard, the matches will just be getting that much more difficult. As now, 3 elims for Fakey Fremont. Over 1,000 damage done already, ahead of the Storm Surge threshold. But they're still looking for more. Ahead of the zone, looking back. It's kind of scary that they're in a bit of wood there, but they're going to keep rotating, as it wasn't their final structure, their final base, which is why it was made of wood. As now I drop Nebs on the back side of the zone. Have to use the grapple blade, but pick your path wisely here, as danger levels are at an all-time high.
Him and his teammate get momentarily separated. A little bit of cause for confusion as I drop just has to box up, use that med kit, get as much HP and shield as possible. Don't want to give anybody the opportunity to one pump of any sort. And he sees everybody stacked up on the top of that little hill and decides to go down low towards the bottom of the side of the mountain, to where he's trying to find just a little bit more safety. And along the way, he loses his teammate Nebs to Kiro.
Taking a look at DKS though. 3 elims, looking to make it 4. Gets into Voxe's box. Will he be able to, as his teammate actually, sorry, as Voxe secured that elimination. But you know, the support was there, Jacob. Just gotta scare the opponent a little bit. Make sure they know who has the player advantage. And now taking a look at how they continue from that. They've already recuperated more than enough loot. 3 med kits ready for the heal off. 125 builds as well. But the ones up above, Kiduo and his duo partner extending to connect on the previous builds here. They have the damage and they want to maintain this positional advantage for as long as they can.
Yeah, they have plenty of resources as well. They can even tarp out in a cheap manner because they have the grapple blade to save themselves if things come crumbling down. As Kiduo set his eyes towards the low ground, popping a couple shots, letting them know nothing is going to be free in a game like this. Seti and Cammy rotating, just like they always do. They try to beat everybody else and get to the front side of the zone, even grapple blading with a little bit more elevation in mind. Pressure's there momentarily, but it's nothing Cammy and Seti can't escape.
Choosing to heal back up now. Big pots making good use here as Kiduo still up above, taking pop shots down below, but for Trip and for Doxy, they're close. I wonder what is on their mind now as they look up, as they consider, you know, gotta be careful on this rotate. Do not want to get shot from the height team, but they gotta be careful from the people down below as they get dropped. Now split up. Gonna have to regroup here. Gonna have to continue with the rotate as now Cammy gets taken down all up to Seti. 1 elim on the board, looking to make it 2. 1 more shot, just needs to connect. Seti, please. There you go. That's 2. But now 34 HP to work with. Flowberry Fizz changed for 3 med kits. Just has to get the zone and he can heal back up.
Yeah, perfect decision there from Seti, especially with so much chaos going around. Kind of bumbling around with that grapple blade, trying to go ahead and find himself some safety in towards the zone. Finds it momentarily. That's where the first of 2 med kits are going to pop off, but high ground in full control continuously from Kiro and Kiddo. They had a great amount of resources when they first took it, but now can they hold on to it?
Looking for angles, double pickaxing through, playing compactly here as they know at any moment there could be that battle. There could be that engagement. Fastroki though, looking above, dropping height. It's the high ground retake. Are they going to go for it? Or are they going to drop down and play passive? Yeah,
quick connection at the last second. Makes it where Fastroki and Hydro cannot continue to hold on to it. But you see him moving forward. Once again, they hold on to that height, but mats are looking a little scarce. Battle begins, forcing even more out, but luckily they have the Flowberry Fizz to negate any damage. Even drop down just like this with a sneak attack onto Fastroki, unable to connect, so that's going to keep them moving forward and upward above everybody else to find that little bit of safety as every team moves into the top 10.
Gotta be careful though, with no rights on the high ground duo. Makes you wonder how they're gonna play that heal off. You know there's so many duos down below that have those med kits, that have those floppers, and have everything to make something happen. And now Fastroki making use of them. 2 med kits to work with. 1 of them has been popped. As we look down to the chaos on the low to the mid ground here. So many duos piling on in. It's Trip, it's Redoxy looking for more. They're hungry, but no materials to work with.
That was a huge amount of damage on the glove sheet, forcing him to the backside of zone. Fastroki still a solo and making big moves. Finds the med kit as well, but he doesn't grab it. Has to go back in, takes a little bit more damage. That's going to be a sacrifice that he thinks is well worth it in the end. Heal off begins for Fredoxy. He's trying to follow the zone before staggering himself back, getting the most out of these heals in the most impactful moment of the match.
1 more med kit to work with. Meanwhile, down below, Voxe, 9 eliminations, double digits for the duo. Gets another one. That's double digits just for Voxe. DKS now, last one up. Meanwhile, we have a player far back. 4 med kits in the inventory. It's DKS who wants to come out on top in the heal off.
He has enough to play all the way up till Storm Sickness. If it is an opportunity, but he knocks on the wrong door, enters the wrong house. DKS doesn't need the heal off because he sends him back to the lobby himself.
11 HP left after that shot came through, almost taking out DKS. He had the advantage in the heal off. He had more medkits, so his opponent knew he had to take that 1 versus 1. But luckily enough for DKS, he survived the initial shot, took that quick hammer pump shotgun to his opponent and came out on top with the victory royale.
And those are the moments that really separate yourself between you and the rest of the playing field when things look bleak and they look tough. And while you're even trying to play heal off, you can still land the shots that matter. And I think having those extra med kits gave him the HP needed while his opponent ran out and did take that storm damage. So timing was perfect for everybody in this lobby, except for maybe Fredoxy there.
It was tough, but the good news is they played that calm, collected in those last moments. But double digits elims just for Voxe, Jacob, alongside the 4 from DKS. That's the highest elim match that we've seen yet. But let's go back to Adam Levin Mini because they've got more info.